Look at the state of the American economy in May 2026. On paper, the macroeconomic dashboard is flashing historic success. The Dow crosses 50,000. At the exact same time, the president is landing on Air Force One for a high-stakes state visit to Beijing. The S&P 500 has climbed 24%, and the administration is taking a victory lap on the global stage. This graphic outlines the specific delegation of tech CEOs brought to Beijing for that summit. The administration is using executives like Elon Musk and NVIDIA's Jensen Huang as corporate collateral to secure multi-billion-dollar trade deals and extend trade truces. To Wall Street, the politicians cutting the deals, and anyone scanning the daily headlines, the American economy looks invincible. But this infographic breaks down the street-level reality in red state America. Gas spiked to $4.84, alongside surging grocery costs. Lower down, a hidden $1,300 tariff tax drains the middle class. Gig wages flatline, and Medicare spikes devour retiree gains. This chart juxtaposes the two halves of our current era. The roaring macro headlines and devastating micro costs are factual realities happening simultaneously. With growth figures settled, we're left with a single, urgent question. Who actually has the structural leverage to access this boom? This diagram exposes the hidden leverage of the Beijing summit. The U.S. secured $14 billion in NVIDIA AI chip sales, but doing so required quiet geopolitical concessions regarding Taiwan and a structural surrender of our domestic rare earth supply. Executing these massive international trade deals creates a direct pipeline of capital that flows straight back into the U.S. equities market, fueling that historic 24% surge in the S&P 500. Look at how the stock market is distributed here. The top 10% of Americans own 93% of all stock wealth. The bottom 50% own just 1%. For the bottom half, a 24% gain on zero invested dollars remains zero. This comic strip outlines the mechanics of the Liberation Day tariff shock from April 2025. Sweeping reciprocal tariffs were announced, instantly triggering a 20% stock market sell-off. This stock chart tracks what happened next. Wall Street quickly adapted, developing what is known as the taco trade, an acronym for Trump always chickens out. Investors buy the dip with confidence, knowing the president will inevitably pause the tariffs to save the bond market. Wall Street cashes in on the volatility, but for consumers, the inflationary cost of tariff threats is permanently baked into daily goods. The market booms in spite of chaotic trade policies, subsidized by working-class Americans paying elevated prices at the register. Take two people with the same income, living in the exact same suburb. They are separated entirely by whether they bought a house before 2022. A homeowner's net worth is $430,000. The renter's is $10,000, a 43-to-1 wealth gap. This diagram shows how this chasm operates. The homeowner's wealth compounding passively inside an illiquid vault of equity. Meanwhile, the renter's liquid income is sucked away by a permanent vacuum of inflation and high rent, leaving an average savings runway of just $8,000. This is a permanent, generational wealth lock, shutting the middle class out of asset accumulation. Mapping the 2026 economy reveals 6 survival tiers, organized by assets. The top tiers thrive, exploiting 8 to 12% credit yields, home equity, and AI booms. The bottom tiers drown, severed from asset accumulation, absorbing heavy tariffs and $43,000 student debts. The system functions as a highly efficient machine engineered to rapidly accelerate pre-existing assets while aggressively taxing those who rely on a paycheck. This illustration captures the ultimate verdict on the 2026 economy. Wealth pools upward, leaving the lower rungs behind. A 50,000-point Dow does not fill your gas tank. Near record highs don't pay rent, and Beijing trade deals do not reduce the cost of X. As long as politicians across the spectrum continue to conflate Wall Street's performance with human well-being, working Americans will remain trapped inside this